Hello, everyone. My name is Riko Moreki. I'm currently working at the Tokyo Institute of Technology Library. I'm happy to be able to speak to you today. Thank you very much.
Today, I would like to talk about Librarian Map, which I launched with young staff members of the Tokyo Regional Association of the Japan Association of National University Libraries. I acted as the facilitator when we started the Librarian Map project in 2018. Before I talk about Librarian Map, I would like to share information about how Japanese university libraries have been responding to COVID-19. Please watch the short movie that I made with students at Tokyo Institute of Technology Library. In Japan, Sanmitsu, the 3 Cs, was chosen as the buzzword of the year 2020, and we are taking measures to avoid this Sanmitsu in our library. Many university libraries encourage users to take body temperature, wash hands, wear masks, and keep physical distance. Staff members also disinfect furniture. In addition, we have increased the number of e-books available for use at home, and have started a book lending service by mail. This is the status of library closures after April 2020 due to COVID-19. Many universities have decided to close their libraries in accordance with each university's policies. At the same time, I was also wondering, what is the specific situation of the other libraries? How can we find it out? During the emergency situation under the COVID-19 pandemic, we are rediscovering the need for a personal network. Let's move on to Librarian Map. First of all, I would like to share the overall number of people working in university libraries in Japan. In Japan, there are 786 universities with 1,512 libraries and more than 10,000 staff members. Of these, about 4,800 are full-time university employees. Not all of them necessarily have the librarian certification. Among them, 21% are administration staff, 40% are library positions with specific areas of responsibilities, 28% are in charge of general operations, and 11% are in other general clerical positions. The number of national universities is 86 with 284 libraries. Total of 1,500 full-time university employees are working in the national university libraries. However, 1 in 4 libraries have only 1 or no full-time university employees, and 70% of the libraries have under 5 full-time university employees. In other words, we have only a few librarian colleagues within the same library. In this kind of work environment, how do library staff in Japan build their professional networks? There are many library organizations, such as the Japan Association of National University Libraries, Japanese University Libraries (JULIB), and its subcommittees and working groups. Of course, there are individual differences, but I think that in many cases personal networks are actually more closely connected than organizational ones. Personal networks are represented by colleagues who used to work at the same institution, acquaintances met through a personal introduction, or those who met at a social event. I myself have moved around many different institutions, and I still keep in close contact with many former colleagues and peers from the past training sessions. Training sessions are like the Fresh Person Seminar, short-term training, and long-term training held by the Japan Association of National University Libraries. Tools used to stay connected include mailing lists, emails, Line, Facebook, and Slack. On the other hand, there are many people who we lose contact with other librarians simply because we exchange business cards, but we never contacted each other, or the mailer demon has appeared. Although it depends on the individual, some people say that they are not troubled even if they are not connected with librarian colleagues of other universities. Some people say that they are not good at connecting with other people. Under these circumstances, Librarian Map is born. First, take a look at the actual Librarian Map. Librarian Map is a system set up using MediaWiki, free software used in Wikipedia. The system was set up by the project members. Therefore, the cost of building the system is almost zero. As of the end of January 2021, 119 people have registered. Roughly 8% of the overall full-time staff at the National University Libraries. You can register and update your data by yourself. The basic biographical information is required, but basically it is up to you to decide what and how much information to enter. As for me, I enter as much information as possible. I also write a few things about my private hobbies. When we started the project, we planned to make the Librarian Map publicly available on the internet. However, when we asked the opinions of the staff at the National University Library, many of them were concerned about the possibility of their data being seen by strangers. So we decided to use IDs and passwords for authentication in the end. On the top page of Librarian Map, we put a map of Japan. This is to make it easier for users to visually find the locations of the universities and who are with those libraries. You can also search by keywords, and find librarians by university name, the areas of responsibility, etc. The original members of Librarian Map are 6 librarians from the Tokyo Regional Association, and I served as their facilitator. Also, they were almost rookies. 3 of them had worked at their workplace for only 2 months when the project began at the end of May 2018. It was so challenging for a new project. However, we started the project in June and finally launched the Librarian Map in a short period of 10 months. In March 2019, we also published a report under CC BY. Please feel free to translate it into English. The original members of Librarian Map project had shared concerns and wishes like the following. I want to have someone I can rely on when I have trouble with my work. I want to get to know people of my generation. I want to increase the number of people I can contact continuously. I want to know about the careers of my seniors. As summarized in the report, the Librarian Map project tried to achieve the following based on those concerns and wishes. Visualization of human information. Strengthening the network among staff beyond the framework of institutions. Appeal to the outside of the library. The junior librarians themselves need a human network and a tool for it. This was the starting point of Librarian Map. After a trial period from 2018 to 2019, Librarian Map has been in full operation since 2020. The project members have rotated every year. 14 librarians have participated in the operation of Librarian Map over the past 3 years. Currently, our objectives are further increasing the registered users and making Librarian Map a more useful tool. I believe that the first achievements of Librarian Map are threefold. In a short period, the junior librarians were able to give shape to the project. They found that professional networking is necessary for everyone. They also found that there are individual differences for needs and awareness about professional networking. Finally, I would like to share my personal opinion on personal networking. Of course, it is better to have a network than not to have one, but if it is forced, it won't be sustainable. There will be more and more tools that are easier to use and less costly to manage. In this sense, Librarian Map may not remain in its current form. However, I believe that we succeeded in raising some issues by starting Librarian Map. What is important for personal networking is that different individuals are able to connect loosely as they are. Connect loosely when necessary. And people who want to join the network should be able to do so loosely. In order to achieve this, we should start with forming an infrastructure that allows people to know who is working at which library and what kind of work they are doing. The Librarian Map can play that kind of role. I hope that this presentation will be an opportunity for librarians in North America and Japan to connect with each other. This concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you again. Goodbye.